we are headed to the New York State January conference. So if you see these guys, say hello. So hope to see you there. Brandy just came off the bottling line. She heard I was going live, so she fixed her hair.
I had a net on. I came up and I complimented Daniel's hat.
Right? It looks good.
It's a good, nice hat.
Nice hat. So we got a box here for Damien, which is pretty cool. And we're not going to take these. So if you want a hat or anything, you got to go see Damien. I want to make it all his problem. But one of the cool things is these metal signs that Brandy had made. So we're going to have a couple of them for Damien there. I think they're nice. I think they look good. Isn't that cool? Galt Evaporator Authorized Dealer. That's awesome. So I'm going to head out to the bottling line. Just do a quick... We're about to leave for Cobleskill, I think it is. Cobleskill, New York. But, yeah. While on my way out, I got to show you my new toy here, this Bombolite. I got to drill some holes for my timber. I'm building the structure. I'm tired of having my equipment outside. So I'm going to take some, what do you call them? They're like cardboard sono tubes. That's it. So I've got an 18-inch auger, 12-inch auger. This will run right in the front of my tractor, and I can drill the holes. Tired of my equipment outside, but I gotta wait till weather breaks after maple season before I start that project. But I'm gonna take you on the bottling line. They're bottling 12 ounce today. So just gonna walk in real quick before we leave. Hope to see you at the New York January meeting. Hold on. Please hold. All right. We are live. So smile big. We're live, Chuck. We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live, guys. We're live. All right. These guys are bottling some glass this morning. 12 ounce going on the line. It's really important that the handles face backwards. I think you'll see why. So it goes through this machine here. This machine flips the bottles over so they're upside down, and it blows out any particulate that's inside the bottle. Could be a piece of glass, could be cardboard, who knows? But then it flips it back over. Whoop, whoop. There's Michaelman. Mike, we're live, dude.
Oh, hello. Hello.
This is Mike's pride and joy. He has figured out how to run this faster than anybody ever. This thing's been here 10 years. And Mike, can you explain how you were able to get more throughput?
Basically utilizing the pump pressure, the speed the pump runs, and the time in between, I guess, sets.
Yeah.
But,
I'm going to show them how close you have this time. So this little pin stops. So you don't really want gaps on your lines. Gaps on your lines is lost production. So he's trying to fill bottles to get the next ones in. Now we have 4 more heads that can go on here, but we really haven't had a need yet. That means every time this head drops, you get a case of syrup. Got to show you that. Roll that beautiful maple footage for you. Filling it up. Boom. So this drip tray goes underneath the nozzles. So I'll show you how that drip tray works. Lifts up, drip tray drops, the bottles move. Then we got this cool process right here. This is our capper. So these things actually vibrate up. So this thing vibrates and the caps work all the way up, and then you got these little air nozzles right here. So when it calls for caps, it'll blow them up if they're not facing the right way. So really quick, it'll just blow it, put it the way it's supposed to, so it goes down this chute right here. As soon as there's no cap, it'll put more caps in. There's a little red laser right there. More caps are coming. And then right down through here, boom. If you've ever capped bottles till you've gotten blisters on every finger, you will appreciate how this machine works. Boom, boom, boom. We're live, Jody. We're live. Jody's the one that named our kettles the Fat Boys because she's a fan of the Harley Davidson. Wasn't that you? So this is actually indexing down. So each one of these is a little bit lower. So it'll put the cap on, and then as the cap drops down the bottle, it'll be tight. And these are like chuck cappers, or they're actually like clutches in there to make sure it doesn't over tighten. Because those little edges on the cap, those are called knurls. And if you make it too tight, you'll actually strip the knurls off the cap. So that's the word of the day, knurl, N-E-R-L. You just learned something. This is flipping the bottle over so the hot syrup hits the cap. And then we come around here, we got a little rinse-a-roo. We use permeate so it doesn't leave any watermarks. Kind of like a spot-free rinse at the car wash. And then we got the air knives, cleaning the water off. Nice dry bottles coming down. This is what they call an ink jet. A lot of people have to put a sticker on the bottom of their bottle, but I don't miss that. So you can see there's an actual ink jet with a lock code and everything. If you ever need to buy one, Hitachi is the best. They make the best ink jetter. There's all sorts of companies, Domino, everything else. But I gotta tell you, the syrup in here smells amazing. So they're running multiple customers today. They got amber. What do we got? Amber, probably organic, I'm guessing. I don't know. Let me see. Nope, just amber. Conventional amber today. Watch how fast this labeler puts them on. If you've ever hand labeled bottles, you will appreciate this. This is actually the fastest machine on the line. You want your labeler to be the fastest. Fastest these will come through, this thing will put them on. They can actually be back to back, it won't care. Just boom, 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 boom. Comes down here. Michaelman's packing them in there. Good looking bottles. Man, this syrup smells amazing today, doesn't it?
Good. It tastes great too. Imagine that.
Very cool. What do we got? Saw a comment, maybe a couple. Let me see, what do we got? Love meeting and talking with George at the Paul Bunyan show. I am from Portage County, I'm a retired lumber inspector. Love your content. Hey, thanks, man. You know, we do a little bit of sawmilling content and maple content, so I love them both. But yep, just coming down the line like some soldiers. What they actually do is they heat the syrup over there in the big kettles, run through a filter press, pump it up, over, right there, down, and across. And this pumps it. They actually just double check everything, make sure density is correct, and then that pumps it over to the filler. So we move syrup a lot. We're working on eliminating this step soon for large production runs, but right now this is working. We actually put a big boiler in to handle larger kettles and larger production runs. We actually built this company with these little kettles, and it just got to the point where it's just, these are two 100-gallon steam kettles, and they're small for the volume you run. But she's checking density. So what we have here is what they call a temperature compensated hydrometer cup. This is the only way anybody should measure syrup. So are you grabbing a sample now? Oh no, don't worry about it. You already did.
Yeah, I'm rinsing.
Okay, cleaning everything up. There's a chart right here. Handy dandy chart. And if you measure density without measuring the temperature of the sample, you are wasting your time. This is temperature compensated. So if you don't know the temperature of the syrup you're putting your hydrometer in, you are not checking syrup correctly. I am highly qualified to tell you this. So if the samples say 202 degrees, it means you have to add 7.5 degrees to whatever this, or 7.5 bricks to whatever this says. Now, we bought these a long time ago from the maple guys up in New Hampshire, and they have since sold their business to Lafayette. I think Chris was his name. He had these made. We are now going to have these made because there's not enough of these. And we will put them up for sale. They will be our Gulf Evaporator Company test kit. We're even having hydrometers made. You'll get a chart which will tell you, and every maple farmer should have a temperature compensated hydrometer cup, which is a mouthful, but you just might as well call it a Galt cup because that'll be simpler, GALT, and then we'll actually make some Galt branded charts so they can send these to you. They're just nice, handy dandy. We'll roll it up, stick it inside. It'll come with these thermometers. You can buy these on Amazon. You do not have to buy these from us. We'll make it easy and they'll be on our website. But if you'd like to save a few bucks, go ahead, order them off Amazon. If you'd like to support us in the content and what we're showing you, you know, that helps us. We make a couple bucks on that thermometer right there. But these will be out probably by second quarter of next year. But I've been excited about this for a while. I do not know why in the maple industry we don't stress this enough. To be fair, maybe, you know, I'm a chemist by trade. I probably uber focus on that, but you'd be amazed that over hundreds of thousands of gallons of maple syrup, what a half a brick would do. So we have to make sure we have it in line. But we're not quite to a pallet. I might play a game with them a little bit. I'll show you. So when we fill a pallet up, let me turn you around. So when we fill a pallet up, you ring a bell and everybody cheers. Because if you're in here on the line, you really don't know. You know, you're in the trenches. It's nice to know when you fill a pallet.
It's nice to have it over here. Lexi
Instead of walking.
Yes. And Lexi got to ring the bell for the first time on a
Really?
ever.
Sometimes they let me ring the bell. I love it. But we're not going to be here for the bell ringing. We're going to be out of here by then. So, any questions before I take off for New York? What do we got? Oh, a couple good questions. I'm just pulling into Scott Dunn's driveway while I watch you bottle. More supplies for more maple taps. Awesome. Tell Scott I said hello. Love that guy. My channel is successful because of Scott helping me out. So he's been one of the, you know, Scott introduced me to Sean Dunning. Sean Dunning introduced me to Clayton Christie. Clayton Christie introduced me to everyone. So if it wasn't for Scott Dunn, thank you, Scott. If it wasn't for Scott, it wasn't for you, dude. I would have never met Clayton, and I appreciate that. So a lot of people probably don't know that story. There was another comment here. Let me check it before we get out. Is this line a permanent fixture, or is it movable for different products? That's actually a great question, so let me show you. This line can run everything from a 3.4 ounce bottle to a gallon. We call it our glass line. You can move these rails. You can move them in and out. These are interchangeable based on whatever packaging we're running. So whatever size glass, we have a different skid or a different profile for every glass bottle. But we call this our glass line. And when you have to do a lot of changeovers, I always wondered why Butternut had like 10 bottling lines. Now I understand it because of changeovers. It takes a lot of time to switch over sizes. So when you're running these 12-ounce glass bottles, you want to stick on that for a while because changing sizes, well, it sucks. It's just a lot of work. So I'll show you what the next step is. Let me turn the light on for you. We're at the point now where we just need another line for plastic jugs. So this line isn't fully active yet. We have to run some stainless piping, which is in that box right there, up overhead and down. This is the exact same filler. If you're wondering where we get our equipment, Sean Peppel at Automated Process Equipment. If you ever want to buy a bottling line, he and I have learned a lot about maple syrup bottling. He says it is one of the most difficult things to bottle. And yeah, this is our jug line, so we'll be able to run all of our plastic jugs on this line. And it's getting set up. We have a capper coming. There's going to be an induction sealer, and then it's actually going to label it post label after the fill. So yeah, I hope that's helpful. I am going to grab my cup of coffee, which isn't supposed to be in here. Any other questions? I think I saw another one come through. Let me see. Hand labeling bottles while watching your labeler. LOL. Wish there was a cheaper semi-automatic labeler for the Ken style bottles. Oh yeah. I will tell you, unfortunately, this man who built these, he used to work for a company called Tronics, Chicago Automated Labeling. So they're basically a Tronics machine, about $25,000 less. So if you wanted to buy this labeler today, it'd be about $75,000. But it's awesome because I can do front back, I can do wrap, I can do trapezoidal. This whole thing will move. Like, we can label anything, which is awesome. So I have flexibility with this. So I built this line for flexibility, which at the beginning sounds like a great idea, but you have a lot of extra cost. And yeah, then you think you can run every bottle, and that just is not very efficient. But yeah, this labeler is awesome. I mean, we hand labeled these things for years, and the first thing anyone who packages should buy is a labeler. No doubt, a labeler, and then probably the Galt forehead filler. If you want a professional filling system, it's very similar to the Lapierre. We built our company with the Lapierre forehead fillers. Great filler. But we've made some adjustments and changes that better suit a more industrial application like ours. So I'm not knocking that. To give you an idea, the nozzles on these bottling lines here, they cost more than one nozzle costs more than a Lapierre forehead filler. They're industrial. They're meant to run 100,000 bottles before you got to rebuild them. Well, the Lapierre forehead filler is the best bottler on the industry for anyone who's packing out of the sugar house. Once you go with the forehead overflow filler, it's like adding 2 people to your system. So for whatever, $8 grand, you just added 2 people, and it'll never call in sick. It'll never be late. It doesn't get carpal tunnel. It actually changed our business and helped us build our business. We're just at the point now where we've made some more industrial upgrades to the Lapierre forehead filler, which will be available. So if you are going to pack your own syrup, our forehead filler is probably the best investment for packing, like if you want to package syrup. And then I would say get a labeler. So the labeler should never be your bottleneck, and it'll change your world. So let me turn you around. Actually gaining people, getting more people here. These glass windows came from Steve Sample, sent them to me. And I said, Steve, this is awesome. What do I owe you? He said, nothing. I said, what? I said, yeah, I wish somebody would have helped me when I started. So I do appreciate Steve doing that. So pay it forward, right? Somebody helped me. And a lot of people are like, why are you helping Daryl out? Why are you helping her out there in Washington State? Which is the silliest question. Because people help me. Why can't somebody do something nice for anybody without there being some hidden agenda or like, no, I met her. She did this really weird thing. I mean, it was so strange. She listened and she was coachable. Why the frick would I waste time on somebody who knows everything already? Like, the best thing about Daryl is she wasn't ruined yet. So she worked hard. She was willing to be coached and listen. I'm like, here's somebody I'm going to help. Because people have helped me. I'm paying it forward. It's that simple. No other reason. So I got to grab my coffee, but before I go, this is our RO bucket. Got to give Carl a plug before we see him up there in New York. We actually take all of our city water, run it through RO bucket membranes, and all of our water in this facility is permeate. Pure water, which is great because all of our equipment cleans down perfectly. There's no water spots. It's just fun to watch this thing. They don't let me hang around too long because I'll start turning knobs and stuff. And that's fair. Like, I shouldn't be bothering them. Anyways, we gotta get on the road. When these membranes start getting plugged up from city water hardness, we throw it this machine and we'll clean it. So, works out well. It's actually part of our SQF certification. We had to have a system in case the village sent us bad water quality. What would you do? Oh, let's just clean the water, so that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what they send us. Unless it has plutonium or uranium radiation, we can't really clean that. But if it's anything else, we're good to go. All right, guys. About to get on the road. Appreciate you watching. 15 people. Been doing a lot of live streams. I've been doing a lot of live streams because I am busy and I haven't had time to edit. We're backlogged about 25 videos from October, November, so you're going to be seeing some woodworking content, but I've been trying to overdo it with Syrup Lives. You know, there's no editing or anything, but anyways, guys, hope to see you in New York. Done.
New York.
Nork.
North.